The first season finally over, the champion finally decided, the 16 qualified teams are finally ready to rest. It's the 16 unqualified teams are finally ready to come back to race. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup, Season 1, Event 1, Skiing. It will work exactly the same as it did in the JBL Cup. 4 teams, 4 of each heat will go in and the top 2 will move on. 4 will race for gold. The first heat, Cherry Clouds, Spinning Trains, Furious Fireworks and the High Bowlers who are already off the course. The remaining 3 teams still spinning around, who will be out. Spinning Trains are the first ones out, so that means that the Cherry Clouds and Furious Fireworks will move on. Furious Fireworks continuing to roll around, and now they're off. Amazing time from the Furious Fireworks. Cherry Clouds will also join them in the semi-finals. High Bowlers and Speeding Trains are already out. Look at this. The 3 teams spinning for a while. High Bowlers falling very, very early. And it was a close call for second, but just about. Cherry Clouds managed to hold on for long enough, and Furious Fireworks destroyed the previous record. 21 seconds. Second heat, Wolves, Icicle Incredibles, Executioners, and Brightening Knapweed, and 3 teams are already off. Executioners will win the heat with ease, as the only team remaining on the course. All the other teams very close here, but it will be the Brightening Knapweed who will finish in second place ahead of Wolves and Icicle Incredibles, and will also move on. Not the best time, but good enough to move on. As we're ready to move on to the third heat, Sugar Crush, Streaming Serpents, Spices and Eye of the Desert. Wait, no, not Eyes of the Desert. Yes, actually, Eyes of the Desert are also here and will move on. Alongside the Streaming Serpents, who win the heat. Very convincing showing. Sugar Crush falling quite early, and it's a close finish here between the Eye of the Desert and Spices, but Spices give up a bit earlier and will be the first ones out. As you can see, both of them fall off. Streaming Serpents win the heat. Eye of the Desert will join them in the semis. And for the final heat of the first round, final 4 teams, Sapphire Spirals, Laser Beams, Zooming Zebras and Banana Blasters, who will be the final 2 teams moving on. All 4 teams are still rolling around. It's very close. Zooming Zebras are off. Who else? Oh, they all came to a stop on the course. For the first time in this event, we have a tie. In this case, we're gonna go for a tiebreaker between the 3 remaining teams. Zooming Zebras will not move on, but Sapphire Spirals, Laser Beams and Banana Blasters will go for yet another round. The first one to fall off will be out, the other 2 will move on. Let's see, the tiebreaker. Down they come, and the Laser Beams are out. Sapphire Spirals and Banana Blasters will move on to the semis. Laser Beams will be awarded the 9th place for this, as they did make it to a tiebreaker, but it is not enough to move on to the next round. Quite a harsh bump. They fell just a little bit before the Sapphire Spirals, and that was too much, and they are out. As we're now moving on to the semi-finals with the 8 remaining teams. Furious Fireworks, Brightening Knapweed, Streaming Serpents and Sapphire Spirals, who will win the heat. Sapphire Spirals just spinning around with a short victory lap will make it to the finals. What about the other 3 teams? They all exploded off the course. What happened there? A massive bump between everyone. Brightening Knapweed will move on. Streaming Serpents and Furious Fireworks flying off to the sides and will not make it to the finals. And now for semi-final B, Cherry Clouds, Executioners, Eye of the Desert and Banana Blasters, ready to roll down. Everyone's still in at the moment. Executioners are off, Cherry Clouds are off, Banana Blasters are off, but will make it to the finals alongside Eye of the Desert. And so we have our final 4. It's a close finish again. Everyone doing well, but the top 2 did better than the rest. As you can see, Executioner's been pushed multiple times, eventually too much for them to stay on. Cherry Clouds couldn't keep it under control and are also out. Banana Blasters and Eye of the Desert will join Sapphire Spirals and Brightening Napweed here for the finals. Who will win the first gold of the JBL Consolation Cup? All teams still spinning around it. It's all for the gold here. You want to start strong in an 8-event competition. Sapphire Spirals are off. 3 teams left. Eye of the Desert, Veros off. Who will win gold? It's a close finish. Brightening Napweed are also off. Banana Blasters will win the first event of the JBL Consolation Cup. A phenomenal start for the Banana Blasters. This is what you want to start with. This is what you want to do. And that is exactly what the Banana Blasters have done. A great return after not being here for a while. The Sapphire Spirals couldn't quite keep it under control. They were the first ones out. Eye of the Desert just came to a stop and eventually had to roll to the side, accepting a bronze. Brightening Napweed couldn't clutch it out. So the Banana Blasters will leave today's event with the gold. Phenomenal times from everyone in this heat too. But in the end, Eye of the Desert, Brightening Napweed and Banana Blasters will earn the medals today and will start at the top of the standings. Highballers will start at the bottom, but with 7 events left to go, anything is still open. Well, we hope you all enjoyed, and we hope to see you soon for the next event, the Wavelengths. We hope to see you then. Until then, don't forget to keep on rolling. After the first event showing us that some teams were more prepared than others, we're here to see how many of them were prepared again, how many of them can keep up the momentum one more time. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup Season 1, Event 2, the Wavelengths. Like always, it's a 1v1 where the first team to finish will move on to the next round until 2 will remain in the finals, racing for the gold. This is of course first against last it will be, so that means the first heat will be Banana Blasters against the Highballers. Let's see which one between the two teams can do better for us so far, and the Highballers pretty dominantly will take the heat and move on to the quarterfinals. Banana Blasters can't get 2 medals in a row, and Highballers will get some points on the board. But we have to wait and see who they will face off in the quarterfinals. And what a time! 8:54, the Highballers smashing the record. Moving on, Icicle Incredibles and Brightening Napweed. It's a close race here and a close finish. Icicle Incredibles had a great lead going all the way pretty much, but right at the end they lost a bunch of time. See, they've held the lead pretty much the whole time, getting a good boost here, but Napweed, oh, who won? It's too close to tell. And I believe, yes, it is a tie. Perfect tie between the two of them, so we have a tiebreaker. We're going to go again. So far, pretty close. One of the Brightening Napweed members is off. One of the Icicle Incredibles members is off. But at the end of the day, it will be the Icicle Incredibles who finish just a little bit faster. With the one member that stayed on, you can see here one of their members is off, same with the Icicle Incredibles. But the one who did finished at a faster time, so Icicle Incredibles will be moving on. Brightening Napweed are out. Eye of the Desert and Sugar Crush up next. Eye of the Desert, the only other team to have gotten a medal in the last event. Can they move on? They lose one of their members, and that means that Sugar Crush will move on. In case that one of the teams has more members finishing, they will move on regardless of time. And because of this, because Eye of the Desert lost one of their members, Sugar Crush will be moving on to the quarterfinals in their place. What an upset. So we move on again. Sapphire Spirals and the Wolves. Can the Sapphire Spirals use and capitalize on the fact that the top 3 did not move on? Seems like it, and they will. Sapphire Spirals with a dominant race. Wolves were not even close. Sapphire Spirals pretty much in the lead the whole time. A bit close near the wave, but Wolves lost it completely, and Sapphire Spirals will move on. Match number 5, Cherry Cloud and Spices. Spices, back in the tournament when it was done before, they've had a phenomenal showing, making it all the way to the finals. And right now they will move on again. And move on to the quarterfinals in place of the Cherry Clouds, who were in the lead, but just couldn't keep it up for long. The Wave once again taking victims, and today's first are the Cherry Clouds. But we still have 3 more rounds to go, and 3 more heats of the first round, should I say. Executioners and Speeding Trains up next. Speeding Trains not happy with their first performance. Can they improve it here over Executioners? Yes, they can. Speeding Trains will be moving on. And they will be facing off against the Spices in the quarterfinals. Executioners, good first showing, but can't quite keep it up in the second and will be out of this event. Great showing for Speeding Trains. As we're ready to move on to the next heat. Our next few teams, Furious Fireworks and Zooming Zebras. 2 very similar looking teams. Furious Fireworks in the lead, and they will keep it. Close race, but at the end of the day, Furious Fireworks just a bit more consistent. They held the lead pretty much the whole way. The Wave looking better for Zooming Zebras, but they were too far behind to make the comeback. Furious Fireworks will be moving on to the quarterfinals. Finally, Streaming Serpents and the Laser Beams. For the final round, Streaming Serpents far ahead, Laser Beams struggling to move. Streaming Serpents easily move on, and one of the Laser Beam members will not even finish, getting stuck on the final section, which is the first. But slow time all around, just couldn't get any speed going, and Streaming Serpents pretty much ride their way easily to the quarterfinals. Not the best time, but easily good enough. And so, we're finishing the first round as we're ready to move on to the quarterfinals. Highballers and the Icicle Incredibles, who will move on. Eyeballers with the better start, but can they keep it up? Oh, one of their members has fallen off! One of the Highballers members has fallen off the track right at the end. And that is how they lose a spot in the semi-finals. Icicle Incredibles behind the whole time. But because both of their members are on, they will be moving on to the semi-finals. Good time regardless, 8.83 is a great time. But moving on to the second heat, Sugar Crush and Sapphire Spirals. Sapphire Spirals with a slight lead. They had a 4th place in the last event. They want to have another top 4 finish, and they will. Sapphire Spirals will be moving on. Sugar Crush were behind the whole time, and unlike Icicle Incredibles, did not enjoy the fact that their opponents lost a member, because Sapphire Spirals were consistent. Great time. As we're ready to move on to the third heat, who will be moving on between the Speeding Trains and the Spices. Spices with a slightly better start here. Speeding Trains already losing one of their members at a very early point, and that pretty much settled it fairly early. Spices will be moving on. Funnel falling off from a very high point, and at a very early point, pretty much Spices from this point on just knew they had to race consistent, just stay on, and they did, and they will be moving on to the semi-finals. Speeding Trains are out. Finally, Streaming Serpents and Furious Fireworks for the final quarterfinals match. Close here, Streaming Serpents in the lead, but Furious Fireworks better off of the Wave and will be moving on. Furious Fireworks, they held the lead, they were faster at the start, but they could not catch the Wave very well. Furious Fireworks capitalized on the situation and put themselves in a semi-final match against the Spices. But still a good finish for the Streaming Serpents, 6th place overall. This will be good for them. But now, the semi-finals. Icicle Incredibles and Sapphire Spirals, who've started off better overall. Can they get a medal this time? Are looking better so far, and they will. Sapphire Spirals to the finals. Icicle Incredibles will be out, but they could still win the match for the bronze, so they're not out completely yet. But they have to wait and see both teams on who will they face off in their match, as we have the second semi-finals match ready for us now. Spices and Furious Fireworks. And down they come again. Spices with the better start, but Furious Fireworks bring it back. They have a good lead going. Can Spices bring it back? Oh, what a phenomenal ending! What a way to take off the final ramp by Chile. Look at this, far behind the whole way, taking a wave pretty decently, but so do the Furious Fireworks. But look at this in the end, an amazing speed boost, and that is enough to put the Spices in the finals. Furious Fireworks, quite furious after this for sure, but they still have a match here to go for the bronze. Icicle Incredible slowing down, and this will give him the bronze medal. Furious Fireworks with the bronze. Icicle Incredibles, once again, the wave does not favor them, and they will have to settle for fourth today. Still a good finish, but not quite on the podium. Furious Fireworks with their first medal of the competition, at least for the Consolation Cup. But now for the finals, Sapphire Spirals and the Spices. Who will grab gold today? Spices with a slight lead, but the Sapphire Spirals right next to them. Who will make it to the end? Oh, that is a very close finish. I'm not quite sure who took it. You can see here Spices and Sapphire Spirals pretty much even the whole way. Spices slightly in the lead here, but who took it in the end? It's the Sapphire Spirals who will take the gold. They claim another top 4 finish, this time with a medal, and what a medal it is! A gold over the Spices and Furious Fireworks with a bronze. How does this shake up the standings after the second event? Now the Sapphire Spirals in the lead with 37 points. They will hope to keep the lead going, and maybe the momentum, as we hope to see you in the next event, that being diving. See you then, and until then, don't forget to keep on rolling. So far, the Consolation Cup we've tested teams on their individual work and as a duo. And now it's finally time to test them as a team. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup Season 1, Event 3, the diving. Once again, just like in the JBL Cup, the goal is to get as many points as you can, and landing as close as you can to the center, and having the least amount of time spent between the first and the last marble out of the water. You will see it about when you land. The sooner you land to each other, the better. Wolves, our last place team, up first. Let's see how they did. 2 of them landing near the front, but the other 2 on the outside the circle. Lower point total. Let's see how the other teams will do in comparison. Laser beams, also struggling so far. What do they have? Again, all over the place. Lack of concentration and consistency. Most of them on the blue. And that awards them 1762. Last place at the moment. As we move to the high ballers. Another team far behind. What do they have? Let's see. It looked better than the previous 2, but still a little shaky. See the last one landing far after everyone else. 2042 puts them currently in the lead. But we still have 13 teams to go. Is up next, the Zooming Zebras. What do they have? Oh, this looked very good. All of them close together and landing near the center. But how good was it? Oh, it was very good. 33-77. What a score by the Zooming Zebras. They are now in the lead by a wide margin. Speeding Trains. Surprisingly struggling so far, but are once again going down the course. What do they have? A 24.50. They're currently in second. As we're ready to move on to the Cherry Cloud. Can they get some points? All of them landing pretty much together. A very nice jump. You can see all the team members landing practically at the same time, but not in a good position. 20.86. That's enough to put them in further at the moment, but we have to wait and see if it stays that way. Sugar Crush up next. And that also looked very, very strong. Everyone landing near the center, but the last one taking its time. Might cost them 32.57, and they are now in second. Great jump. Not quite enough to beat the Zooming Zebras, but still very good. Icicle Incredibles up next. And this will not beat the Zebras. Will it be any good? Yes, it will. 20.75, 5th place at the moment. As we're ready to start the second half of teams. Executioners up next. 3 of them landing near the center, 1 to the left. But mostly similar times. What does this get them? 27.72, and they are now up to second. And one of them missed the circle entirely. This could have easily been a gold. Eye of the Desert, ready to go next. Great showing in the first event. This one doesn't look good at all. All of them going near the top. Different times, no one near the center. 8.52, far behind everyone else in last place. Streaming Serpents, ready to go next. What do they have? Near the blue and the red at the top. Let's see. Most of them again landing very similarly, and it is 27.64, just short of the podium. As we're ready to enter the final 5, Furious Fireworks. Up next, bronze in the last event. What do we have this time? Let's see. It's a 20.62. That's enough for 8th. Let's see. As we're moving on to the Spices. Silver in the last event. They are hoping to keep the momentum here. And that looked good. I can say this looked very, very good. Yes, again, very close to the center. 29.89, and they now have the bronze. And not too many teams left. They might actually hold on to it. Next up, Brightening Knapweed. Falling down. And a little out of control. And it's a 1971. Can't get a good finish today. Banana Blasters. Gold in the first event. What do we have today? Let's see. Looks pretty decent, but nothing too amazing. And it's 20.55. As we're ready to move on to the final team to jump. Gold medalists in the last event, the Sapphire Spirals. 2 near the center, 2 missing pretty much completely near the top. What do they have? 18.74 for 14th place. But in the podium, Spices, Sugar Crush, and the gold medalists, Zooming Zebras, will get the gold today. After 2 bad finishes, they finally get a good one, and this will help them quite a lot, shooting them all the way to 4th. Wolves in Laser Beam stuck in last together. Sapphire Spiral still in the lead, but we have to wait and see what will happen in the next event, the Bobsleigh. We hope you'll enjoy it, and we hope to see you then. And until then, don't forget to keep on rolling. So far in the Consolation Cup, teams have been going through fairly tame events, but now we're sending them to the most controversial one from the main season. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup, Season 1, Event 4, the Bobsleigh. The goal as always is to make it to the bottom around the course in the fastest time that you can. The team that does it at the fastest time will win gold. The reason this event is controversial is that 5 teams last time did not finish, and we hope to have more finish today, starting with the Wolves. Last time they were in the Bobsleigh, they finished 2nd place. We will be hoping to replicate it today, as they will finish, and with a decent time of 12:35, putting them in the front. Alpha, the captain, putting out a good first time. But we still have 15 teams to go. We have to see how the stacks are later on in the course. You can see, relatively quick, not really making any significant mistake, and they make it all the way. As we're moving on to the next team, those being the laser beams with Sniper. Rolling down over very slow. Can they move any further? No! Laser beams stop very high up the course. They fortunately did not fall off, but unfortunately they will not finish. We have our first DNF for this event. Laser beams will not finish. As next up, Highballers. Last time they were here, they won a gold medal, just barely over the Wolves, and they are keeping up a very high pace this far, losing the metallic ball in 2 separate occasions due to high speed, and then 11:20 puts them in the front by more than a second. But we have to wait and see. 13 teams are still yet to go. Will this hold up? See here, Sky, the same marble that competed last time on Bobsleigh, trying to get gold again. Ready to pan back up to the top. Eye of the Desert, 2 bad events lately. They will be hoping to get a good result like in the first event. Oh, losing control a little bit, but they manage to gain it right back, and will finish 11 seconds 82. You can see very quick all around, managing to keep a consistent pace, not slowing down at any point. Here almost losing control, but managing to get it right back and finish the course consistent and effective. 2nd place at the moment. Icicle from Icicle Incredibles up next to the course. Oh, he's losing control and he's off the course. Icicle falls off. Icicle Incredible. Oh, that is a nasty injury. Icicle Incredibles obviously do not finish, but the medics immediately going to check on Icicle. That was a nasty fall. We have to check if he can even compete for the rest of the Consolation Cup. There isn't much left, but they want to compete all the way to the end, and they might not have a choice. You can see here losing control of the sleigh and falling off. Harsh landing, and even a bounce to add more injury to the injury. He might be out for the rest of the season. Next up, Blossom for Cherry Clouds. Seeing this horrendous fall, will try to pick up a good pace. They will manage to make it all the way. Yes, they will. And it's a 12:07, currently putting them in 3rd. You can see, again, just like Eye of the Desert, mostly consistent. They were a bit slower though, which puts them behind. And at the moment, they are looking for a potential bronze. But with a lot of teams left, this may not be so likely. Still, it's a finish, and they will be happy with this so far. As we're ready to move on to the next team. Train from Speeding Trains, their captain, rolling down the course, also losing control of the sleigh and also falling off just like Icicle. Same height, same place, same mistake, and same injury. Train also out, medics immediately rushing down to help him too. And Train might also be out. We don't know the situation for these 2 marbles. We have to wait and check later on if they can even compete later on in the season. Again, losing control of the sleigh and is pushed off. And the Speeding Trains are out of this event. Another harsh fall. Next, Executioners with Scramble. Seeing 2 nasty falls, getting way too scared, not even moving far at all. Executioners do not finish the 4th DNF for this event. Again, no injury, but you can see that they were terrified after what just happened to Train. Next, Serpentine for Streaming Serpents. Ready to roll down, hoping to get another finish. We don't want more DNFs when we want finishers. Oh, but he's losing control and he's also off. Serpentine also pushed off. Fortunately, it is a minor injury, so they will probably be fine. But this is another DNF and another injury. There is a reason why this event is the controversial one, and you can see it here. 5 DNFs and 3 injuries so far, and we still have 7 teams to go. Only 4 so far even managed to make it all the way. You can see so far pretty good, but here losing control, and unlike Eye of the Desert, could not get it back, and Serpentine is off. As we're moving on to Furious from Furious Fireworks. Probably furious about the course, he wants to finish. Can they get it? They're slowing down a lot. Can they make it? Rolling again. Trying to keep a good pace, but they're slowing down. Can they make it all the way? No? No! Just barely not. This will not count. Furious Fireworks have more reason to be furious, as they just about do not make it all the way, and this score will not count. They were slow regardless, so I doubt that it will matter, but they are not happy with this result. You can see slowing down and just about not making it all the way, and it will be a DNF. Moving on, Nap from Brighton Napweed. Can the Brighton Napweed stop this DNF curse that has been going through teams? No! They are also out! So many teams in a row cannot finish. Brighton in Napweed also stuck on the course. No fall, but still stuck. We haven't had a finisher since the Cherry Clouds, and this was quite a long time ago. Next up, Cat for Sugar Crush. Trying to roll down. By this point, I think teams will try to focus on just finishing so they can have a score. But Sugar Crush are fast around the course. They want a medal, they want a top spot. What do we get? It's second at the moment, 11:52. Very fast, just not as fast as the high bowlers, and this will put them at the moment in second place. And see right there near the end, losing a bit of speed, and that might have been what cost them the gold. But they will still take a silver as our last gold medalist, the Zooming Zebras. Rolling down, Zeb, the captain. Trying to get a good result. They're keeping up a good pace so far, but they're slowing down near the end. They do manage to finish with a 12:25. It looked pretty good, other than the start right here, which was a very slow turn. And of course, in the end, where they slowed down near the 2 turns in the end. You can see right there. Yes, right here. You can see. Slowing down, and this may cost them a few spots, but they do finish, and that's the positive. As we are ready to move on forward to the last 3 teams. Nana from Banana Blasters, rolling, slowing down again, and they have been stopped as well. Banana Blasters also stopped, an 8th DNF so far, and they will also not finish, as we only have the top 2 teams now ready, left to go. Spices with T up next. They got a medal in the last 2 events, a silver and a bronze. What do they have for us today? They have a good pace, that's for sure. They're probably going to finish. Yes, they will. But with what time? 11:56, just short of a second place. But they will take the current bronze. That means that the high bowlers and Sugar Crush will already get a medal. But it's between the Spices and our season leaders, of course, Sapphire Spirals. Great run from the Spices, hoping to get a 3rd medal in a row, as Gemstone is all that stands between them and another one. And with this slow pace around the turn, I can guarantee you, especially with this DNF, making it 9 for this event, the Spices will manage to finish on the podium. Sapphire Spirals slowing down, cannot finish, and will finish in 10th. But on the podium, Spices, Sugar Crush and the gold medalists, the high bowlers, win the bobsleigh again. How will this shake up the standings? As you can see, Spices and Sugar Crush now take the lead. Highballers go up to 6th and Laser Beams still stuck near the bottom. We hope you all enjoyed and we hope to see you in the next event, that being the Synchronized Racing. See you then, and until then, don't forget to keep on rolling. With the first half of the Consolation Cup already behind us, we're ready to start the second half. And we're starting this off with a test of teamwork. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup Season 1, Event 5, the Synchronized Racing. Once again, the scores will be determined by the marbles that finish third, plus the distance between him and the first marble to make it all the way to the end, and plus 2 second penalty for every marble getting stuck. By that I mean just if one marble gets stuck. The lowest time total will win gold. Starting off with the laser beams. First 3 already to the end, 4th one makes his way, makes it over as well. For a total score of 1397. Now I mentioned that if more than one marble gets stuck, they will have a different score, because by this point you can't give him a score and that will require a non-finished score, or a disqualification if you will. Next up, the Wolves. Get one stuck, they do manage to free another, so they will have a score, but this is very slow. And that is a 2867, far below any score we've seen, including the JBL Cup. Icicle Incredibles, up next. They are also struggling so far in this season, alongside the bottom 2 teams which we have seen before. One of them makes it all the way to the end, 2 are stuck, but what a final push by the 4th marble, freeing both himself and another one to give him a score of 2372. This is pretty much the job of the 4th marble. It's to scout out the field and see if he can free his other teammates and get a score better for his team. First marble through for Speeding Trains also gets stuck, as is number 2. The 3rd marble gets through. What does the 4th one have? Oh, he's also stuck! And that means that the Speeding Trains will not have a score. This is a disqualification with 3 DNFs out of 4. I have the Desert up next. Speeding Trains finding no momentum here in the Consolation Cup. I have the Desert already having one finisher, having a second one now. 3rd one slow around the course, as is the 4th, but they all make it, and that is a 25-13. Provisionally in 3rd. As we're ready with the Executioners. Decent first event, but not much since, just like I have the Desert. What do they have for us this time? One of them already finished, a 3rd already done. Oh, that was very quick. 4th one also makes it all the way, and that is a 1344, putting them in the lead. But we still have 10 teams to go. Will this stand? A Streaming Serpents, ready to roll down. Through the first funnel. One makes it all the way to the end, but the other 3 slow around. One of them getting stuck and being freed by the 4th marble, as we mentioned before. That is his job. But at 2550, not a good score. As up next, to finish the first half, Cherry Clouds, rolling down. Still looking for a first medal for the season. They've been pretty good, very consistent, but still yet to podium. Will they do it today? Well, let's see. All of them make it all the way, and that is a 1749, provisionally 3rd. Bitiny Knapweed, another team that since the first event hasn't really done much. A silver medal back then, and the 1st marble gets stuck, but freed by the 2nd. This could actually be working in their favor, because remember, it's the distance between the 1st and 3rd finisher. So if the 1st one gets stuck and freed later on, it's actually a positive for the team, and the 20.11 may just show that it is. As up next, Furious Fireworks, rolling down. Will they have a good score for us today? 2 already free, 3 already on to the end. The 4th one also makes it through. Good times all around. And what will the score be? 1496, putting them in 3rd. They might go for a medal. As last event's gold medalists, the highballers are up next. First two shooting forward, but the remaining two taking their time, and this may cost them. Final one has to finish, and it will. But what is the final score? 18.01. Phenomenal time by the first two, but the others not as fast as Banana Blasters. Up next, also freeing one very quickly, but he has to slow down and doesn't. Second one also makes it through. That is good for them. At the very least, they will have a second finisher quickly. As the other two make it as well. They help each other move forward, and that is a 23.50. Next, Zooming Zebras. Another team that has a gold medal. As we continue the streak of gold medalists. First two free very quickly. Third one also on its way. Very quick finish. This could be another medal. Will this be a gold? It will not be gold, but it could be a bronze. 1462. As up next, Sapphire Spirals, another gold medalist. What do they have for us? Great start, but have slowed down since. First two already done, third one makes its way, and fourth one also finishes for a score of 1693, enough for fifth. As we're ready to go for the final two teams, Sugar Crush up next. Barely behind the league leaders, they want to make a push for it. First one over to the end, second as well. Here comes the third with a very quick pace in the end. Fourth one, can he finish? Yes, he can. And that is a 1662, and now Sugar Crush are in fifth. As we're ready for the final team, the league leaders, Spices. 3 medals in the last 3 events. First one already finishes, so it's unlikely we're gonna do it again, but here come the rest of the team. 3 of them already done, fourth one slowly makes his way. Oh, but he won't make it all the way, so that is a DNF, and a 21-24, giving them 10th. But on the podium, it's Zooming Zebras, Laser Beams, and Executioners who get the medals today. But how does this shake up the standings? Sugar Crush taking the lead now with 64 points. Wolves in last have to make a recovery, maybe in the next event, that's been Archery. We hope to see you then, and until then, don't forget to keep on rolling. As we're nearing the end of the Consolation Cup and teams are ready to make one final push, we're once again back on the dartboard. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup Season 1, Event 6, Archery. The rules are in standard darts rules, which means the points are equivalent to what is written below them or around them. If you're landing on the outer square, it is double points. If you land in the inner square, it's triple points. Green circle is 25 and red circle is 50, and the combined score from both marbles will be your score, as the Wolves start us off with a 70 point. 70 is a phenomenal score, only beaten by the record. Let's see if Speeding Trains have anything better to show for us. Doesn't seem like it. One of them is off the board, and the other one on the triple free for a score of 9. Not as good of a start by any stretch. As next up, Icicle Incredibles with Ice and Snow, ready to roll down. One of them off the course, the other one, is this a 2 or 17? It is a 2. And that means that Icicle Incredibles get 2 points. And we'll be hoping to get that score by the looks of things. Eye of the Desert up next with Desi and I. One off the course, one almost off, but manages to gain control right at the end for a 13. So 13 points to Eye of the Desert. Next up, Laser Beams, Saber and Beam. Silver in the last event, what do we have for us today? Oh, it's pretty close, it's a 16 and a 17. So 33 points to the Laser Beams. Overall, pretty good, keeping them in second. Next up, Streaming Serpents, ready to roll down. One falling off, landing outside of the board, but the other on the 6. So that is 6 points to the Streaming Serpents. We will hope to improve and get some points, but it doesn't seem very likely. Cherry Clouds, one off the course, the other on the 4. So that is 4 points to the Cherry Clouds. Currently in 5th. As we're moving on to end the first half, Brightening Napweed with Brightening and Vine. Oh, it's pretty close. Is this a double? No, it's a single 18 and a single 13. For 31, provisionally third. As we go to the second half, Banana Blasters, one off the course. Is this the 25? No, it's a 13 for the Banana Blasters. Not the score they were hoping for, but it's gonna have to do for now. Next up, High Brawlers with Jet and Cloud. First one off the course. Is this a double 17 or a normal 17? It's a double. That's a 34 to the High Brawlers, putting them in second place. My goodness. Next up, Fury and Kraken for Furious Fireworks. We have 14 and an 18. No, it's a 9. Sorry. An 18 and a 9. Putting them with a 27. Executioners. Moving up next, a double 2 and a 7 for 11 points. Currently in 8th. Next up, Sapphire Spirals, the record holders, ready to roll. Do they have it in them? Not this time. Is this a triple 20? No, it's just a normal 20. Very, very close to the perfect landing on the triple 20. This is what you want, as this is the most amount of points a single marble can get, but we just couldn't get it. Spices, rolling down. This seems pretty close. A 14 and a 10, 24 to the Spices. 6th at the moment, continuing to be consistent. But what do the rest of the teams have? A Zooming Zebras with Zeb and Arbez, ready to roll. Both staying on just barely. It's a double 13 and a double 2 for a 30. Provisional 5th. As we're going to the league leaders, Sugar Crush with Twixie and Reese. What do they have for us? Seems like a double 5 and a double 2 for a 14. Giving them the 10th. But that means that on the podium, the Laser Beams with the bronze, Hyperlers with the silver, and Wolves will get the gold. Holding on to first the entire time. They were desperate for some points after starting this event in last. But where does this put them? Up to 11th. Zooming Zebras now take the lead with 72 points as Icicle Incredibles fall to the bottom. Well, we hope you all enjoyed, as we are only having 2 events left, as the next one will be the relay. We hope to see you then, and until then, don't forget to keep on rolling. As the Consolation Cup is closing in on its end, only 2 events still remain, as now we're getting to the last team event of the season. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup Season 1, Event 7, the relay. As always, all 4 members of your team need to push each other forward, and the first 2 teams from each heat will be moving on to the next round until we get to the final 4 racing for gold. In the first heat, Zooming Zebras, Sapphire Spirals, Eye of the Desert and Banana Blasters, ready to roll down. Zooming Zebras with a good lead, Banana Blasters next to them, and it seems like an easy qualification for both teams. Banana Blasters and Zooming Zebras will make it to the semi-finals. That means Eye of the Desert and Sapphire Spirals are out. It also means that Banana Blasters finally break their curse of 10ths and 11ths at long last, making it to a top 8 finish after not doing it since event 1, and they also break the record, 9.75. And they are in first. Sugar Crush, Furious Fireworks, Laser Beam and Streaming Serpents. To the second heat. Sugar Crush starting strong. Laser Beams nowhere to be seen. Furious Fireworks in a good position. but it will be the Streaming Serpents and the Sugar Crush. Hello, laser beams. Yes, Sugar Crush and the Streaming Serpents that will move on. Furious Fireworks, not fast enough. Sugar Crush and Streaming Serpents trading first and second, but they will take it. They both move on as the Furious Fireworks are out, and now Sugar Crush break the record. Wow, we're trading records left, right and center. As we're moving on, Spices, Executioners, Wolves and Speeding Trains. Some of these teams desperate for points. Speeding Trains definitely need to show up today. Currently in second, up to first now. Great final push. They will be moving on alongside the Executioners. Spices and the Wolves are out. Wolves getting gold in the last event, dominantly. Looked good for most of the race, but right there on the third push, losing all speed and just couldn't keep up with the top two. They will be out. Speeding Trains also break the record and will be moving on alongside the Executioners. And the final heat of the first round, Highballers, Brightening Napweed, Cherry Clouds and Icicle Incredibles. Rolling down. All of them evenly matched so far. Cherry Clouds are stuck. Cherry Clouds will not finish. Brightening Napweed will move on and the Highballers will move on as well. Cherry Clouds stuck on the course and will not finish. This will be a last place finish. You can see he started in third, falling down to last and just couldn't get a strong enough push to keep going. And they will be stuck and finish in last place today. Icicle Incredibles also don't move on. Brightening Napweed also break the record and alongside the Highballers will move on to the semi-finals. As we're getting ready for the semi-finals, Banana Blasters, Streaming Serpents, Speeding Trains and the Highballers. And down we come again. Who will be the two teams in the finals? Banana Blasters with a good lead. Highballers making a comeback, but they're pretty close to the Speeding Trains. But they will make it. Banana Blasters and the Highballers will move on to the finals. Banana Blasters taking an early lead and pretty much never looking back since. Highballers starting in last. It's somehow on the third marble, getting all the speed up to a tied second, and then the last one getting them to the finals, ahead of Speeding Trains and Streaming Serpents. As we are ready now for semi-final B. Zooming Zebras, Sugar Crush, Executioners and Brightening Napweed. Top two teams in this heat. Can any of them move on? So far it looks possible, and it is! Sugar Crush and Brightening Napweed will move on to the finals. Executioners giving them a bit of a scare at the start, but eventually have fallen back and just couldn't keep up. Brightening Napweed opening a good lead. Not the best final push, but it is still enough to move on from second, as Sugar Crush break the record again with a sub 9 second time, 8:99. They will also be in the finals. But who will win gold with the four remaining teams? Banana Blasters, Highballers, Sugar Crush and Brightening Napweed. Down they come again. Brightening Napweed with a good lead. Highballers falling behind. Sugar Crush are stuck. Banana Blasters with a good lead. But here comes the Brightening Napweed. Oh, it's a close finish for gold. Highballers will take the bronze and Sugar Crush the fourth. But this is a very, very close finish for the gold medal between Brightening Napweed and Banana Blasters. Let's see, Banana Blasters with a good lead here at the final push. Phenomenal job from Brightening Napweed, but is it enough? And it is! Just barely by 1/100th of a second. Brightening Napweed will win gold ahead of the Banana Blasters, who will get the silver, and Highballers with the bronze. All of them happy on the podium. But how will this shake up the standings as we go to the final event? As you can see, we have a three-way tie for first between Highballers, Brightening Napweed and Sugar Crush. But we have to wait and see who will be the three to auto-qualify to the JBL Cup, as we go to the last event, the Elimination race. We hope to see you then, and until then, don't forget to keep on rolling. After 31 events for the JBL Cup Season 1, we're finally here for the final one to end the Consolation Cup. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup Season 1 Event 8, the Elimination race. The goal, as per usual, is to not be the last one to finish the course. The last one, every single heat, will be out. We will keep going until only 2 will remain, fighting for gold. At the end of this event, we will find out who are the 3 teams to qualify and the 5 that will stay down in the Consolation Cup. First heat going already. All the teams going down. A few getting stuck. Again, if you get stuck, the one who's stuck at the highest point is out. And up on the top, Sapphire Spirals are the first ones out. They will not auto qualify to the JBL Cup. That leaves 8 teams still fighting for 3 spots. We'll see who can get them, as we're going to the second round. And one of the teams stuck near the top, near the center, over just out of the screen. There they are. Hello, Laser Beams. And goodbye. Laser Beams in 15th. As we are moving on. 14 left, round 3. And down they roll. Who will be down in 14th? Everyone so far managing to stay in, but there we get somebody stuck. It's the Icicle Incredibles. Last place already, and this will probably keep them there. 14th place. As we're moving to round 4. Here we go again. Fatigue might start to hit some of the teams now. You need to remember, this is the same marble rolling again and again and again. You need to keep enough energy for all the rounds. And only Zooming Zebras are stuck, so they are out. And this is big. This is the team in 4th place. And this will probably cost them auto qualification. The big 3, those being the Highballers, Brightening Napweed, and Sugar Crush, still in. Other teams need them to start falling, and this will not happen in this round, as the Wolves are out. As you can see, at the time being, Zooming Zebras are in the lead, but we still have 7 teams competing for auto qualification. And we are down again. 11 teams still rolling down. Who will be the next ones out? Speeding trains near the back, but somebody gets stuck. Who is it? I believe it's the Streaming Serpents. Yes, it is. Streaming Serpents out of the event. This may get them stuck in the Consolation Cup. But for now, we have to keep going. Here we go again. 10 teams left, 7 still competing for auto qualification. Highballers in the back. But we managed to recover. Who is this now? Oh, somebody is stuck in the corner. It's Eye of the Desert. Also a team near the back that is out of this event. They will not make it far. As we're rolling again, last 9. The top 3 all still in this. They need to start falling if people want a chance to make it. And 2 teams are stuck. Who is further back? It's Sugar Crush! The first of the big 3 is out. Snickers can't manage a higher spot. Top 8 are up. And now the race for auto qualification truly begins. Here we go. Who will be the next ones out? It's the Speeding Trains for getting stuck. They are also out, which means Cherry Clouds are the only team left not competing for auto qualification. All the other 6 teams still trying to get a spot in the next season of the JBL Cup for a guaranteed qualification. It's a close race. Who is going to be out? Is this the Spices? Wait, no, someone is stuck. It's Executioners, who are also out of this event. So Furious Fireworks, Spices, Banana Blasters, Brightening Napweed, and the Highballers still rolling for auto qualification, and Sugar Crush hoping to keep their spot. Let's see, final 6. Cherry Clouds stuck. This may cost them. Highballers also stuck. Can they free themselves? They cannot. Cherry Clouds are out, and so everyone left is competing for auto qualification. Who is going to get it? And we're rolling again. Final 5. Furious Fireworks in the back. Now Banana Blasters down there. It's close race. Brightening and Napweed stuck behind, but we managed to make the comeback. And Furious Fireworks are out. And this is big. These are pretty much going to be the top 4 for the competition. This hit is huge. Who will not podium in the final event? Right now, Brightening Napweed near the back, but they're slowly coming back. Banana Blasters also stuck with them, and they managed to make the comeback. And that means Banana Blasters are out. Banana Blasters will not make it to the podium, and will not make it, at least not automatically, to the JBL Cup. And that means that Brightening Napweed and Highballers already guaranteed a spot. The final spot is practically between Spices and Sugar Crush. And Sugar and Spices managed to move on to the finals. Brightening Napweed are also out. Oh my goodness. Spices with the comeback. And that means that for the final heat of the first season, Highballers and the Spices. Who will win the final gold for the season? Oh, rolling down. Spices with the lead. Highballers trying to bring it back. They can't do it. And Spices will win the final gold for season 1 and get the final gold for the JBL Consolation Cup. Other than them on the podium, Highballers with the silver, Brightening Napweed with the bronze. Phenomenal finish for all of these teams, but what does this mean for the overall standings? Means that the top 3 auto-qualified teams, Highballers, Spices and Brightening Napweed, will join us for the next season of the JBL Cup. Icicle Incredibles, Eye of the Desert, Streaming Serpents, Speeding Trains and Laser Beams are unfortunately going to be stuck in the JBL Consolation Cup for another season, and the other 8 teams will be in the JBL Cup qualifiers. Well, we hope you all enjoyed the first season of the JBL Cup. We hope to see you soon for season 2 and for other competitions we will also have. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, never forget to keep on rolling.